two kids are having this drawn-out argument. One said, oh, they're digitized characters. And his friend's like, no, dude, they're fucking clay. This is a claymation game. They sat there for 10 minutes with their quarters sitting on the fucking screen arguing. Was they digitized, or was it a claymation game? Because you know that Clay Fighter game was really popular.
Oh my god!
Fucking retards.
They argued.
And they were quoting sources, like the guy saying, "Oh, it's digitized," was like, "Dude, haven't you ever seen Pit Fighter?" The guy saying, "No, it's claymation," was like, "Oh man, it's fucking Clay Fighter. This is clay."
and they were serious about it.
They were dead serious. Yeah, they argued. They fought harder arguing about it than they did fighting in the fucking game.
That's fucking sad.
I mean, it's pretty sad.
My god.
But yeah, as far as doing, God, that would take forever, Al. First off, I don't even have a capture card, so I would have to use other people's footage, which is always dicey because then either you get pissed because you use footage, or you get, you know, some of it's really good and some of it's just shit quality because you can't get the scene you want. And yeah, it would take forever to fucking first find it all, download it all, cut, copy, crop it, and edit it all, then do the commentary over it, and let's see, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, 4, Deadly Alliance, oh god, I can't, like, there are...
Deception.
Yeah.
And then you gotta go to all the others, to the side games that aren't fighting games.
Well, there were 3 that were released, for the PS2, or the PS2 era. Deadly Alliance, Deception, there's another one.
Really? Let's see. Oh, Armageddon.
Yeah, Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, yeah, Shaolin Monks. There are 10 of them, though. I know that. I've only named 8 of them.
Trilogy.
Oh, no, Mortal Kombat Gold. Right, which is cheating a little bit, but that technically would count. And then, well, then you got, like, the side ones, like Sub-Zero's, one, and Special Forces.
Sub-Zero's, The Adventures of Awesome Sub-Zero.
Yeah, let's, yeah. Mr., you know, fucking Ice Cream Man. Yeah.
let's turn a fighting game into an RPG.
Yeah, tell me in that whole shit clusterfuck of a game, did he whip out his magic ice sword in that? No, of course not. He's not fucking retarded.
Oh man, I'm still laughing about what you said about the ice sword.
It's the most ineffective weapon. If Scorpion is swinging a fucking sword made of metal, and you're swinging a sword made of ice, which one do you think is going to survive when the two interact with each other?
Derp?
God, it might as well have been ice cream for the effectiveness of it. A giant fucking ice cream cone. That's what he should have fought with. That could have been his fatality. He could have shoved it in Scorpion's mouth and given him an ice cream headache and made his head explode.
Oh my god.
God, that fucking game, man. All of them. Yeah.
Well, I actually reviewed Mortal Kombat Armageddon. It's a 2-part. I think it's a 3-part review.
No, that's the one that was re-released on the Wii, right?
Yes.
In the same style that Far Cry was re-released on the Wii, as in horribly compressed fucking videos and just ass.
Yes. Oh, and they added a new character too.
Oh yeah, the one guy nobody's gonna play as, because everybody was creating their own character anyway.
The created character was pretty good in my opinion, though.
Yeah, I spent about an hour building up my own character, and then I never played the game again.
What was your character?
Just some faggot in a cape. But,
the cape faggot?
It's probably what I called him, in all honesty. But yeah.
What magic weapon did you give him?
I don't even remember. And here's the thing, like, that was that should point out how bad the fucking game was. And when you play, like, a game like Fallout 3, and they've got this in-depth character creator where you can, like, you know, tweak all the settings and make them look how you want. Okay, that, you know, you can dump a half hour into that if you really want to be obnoxious about it, but that's not what you're focused on. The game is. Like, that's cool that they put it in there, but you want to get to the fucking game. Like, with Mortal Kombat, people were more into, like, oh, I can make my character look however I want, because nobody wanted to go play the fucking fighting game. They just wanted to dig around making characters.
The game, oh my god. Conquest, running around collecting coins.
Yeah, I actually wrote a written review on an old game site for Mortal Kombat, the first one, Deadly Alliance or Deception, whatever the fuck it was, the one with the coffins.
Yeah.
Where you had to get coins to unlock coffins. God, that was painful. Oh.
Do you have a link to it?
No, the site's gone.
Like, what was some of the stuff you said about it? Because this I'm interested in. I didn't know you did. I didn't know you wrote reviews. Like,
I compared it point by point to Soulcaliber because they wanted to bring weapons into it. It talked about how all weapons were generic and they didn't have really a skill to them or movesets to them. That the animations were shared between certain characters. Whereas in even the original Soulcaliber on Dreamcast, when you played a specific character like Kilika with a staff or anybody, like you actually felt like they had a unique weapon, and that was a part of the character. That was the whole premise, was the fighter is, the weapon. And with Mortal Kombat, that never should have been. And it really was, and I used the example like I did with you, was, giving Ken a fucking nunchuck, or somebody a machine gun. It's retarded. If you can do superhuman shit in a fighting game, why do you need a weapon? The Soulcaliber fighters didn't do supernatural shit. Yeah, there were some crazy fucking characters like Nightmare, but the point was, nobody was Hadouking across the fucking stage. Okay? Nobody, was teleporting or, doing bicycle kicks that went for 40 feet in the air. The Thunder God shouldn't need a fucking weapon.
Actually, speak.
God.
You know how you were telling me that you shouldn't have to play the game for 12 hours to unlock characters that were always in the franchise to begin with?
Right.
I remember specifically how to unlock Raiden.
In Deadly Alliance?
In Deception.
Well, yeah, the coffin one, yeah. That was fun too, wasn't it? Because they didn't tell you, if I remember right, which coffins unlocked what. I mean, they had general sections, but you didn't specifically know.
No. And Deception, when you're playing the old man in the Conquest, where you're running around talking to people and shit, they never told you. Everything was so cryptic. And what do you actually, I wanted to ask you, what do you think of when they do cryptic shit in Mortal Kombat, when they hide things and you know what I mean? Like for Mortal Kombat 1, to fight Reptile, you had to get a double flawless and do a pit fatality.
Well, like I was saying, I don't have a problem with that if it's like one or two really secret special things. Like Easter eggs are fun. Reptile was supposed to be an Easter egg, right? And that was for like the person who played the game every day, and then one day that happens by chance. They're like, holy shit, look at this, right? But when you make that a core element of the fucking game, and you alter the mechanics around that, like they did with the coffin system, that is fucking mental. You shouldn't restrict. I mean, like the Reptile thing was kind of like a one-off, and a couple things in Mortal Kombat 2 were kind of like a one-off, like Jade or Smoke, or New, whoever the fuck it was. Toasty had to hit the combo. But with fucking the newer ones, the PS2 generation ones, they made that a core element. That doesn't make sense. You don't. If somebody's putting $60 down, they want the fucking characters. You know what I mean? Like, don't. Why are you restricting the player from that? I mean, yeah, if you want to have one or two where you had to beat the game to unlock them, that's understandable. Most games do that. Or you could even do what Tekken did. Tekken had it, like, all the PS1 Tekkens, 1 through 3, you would play the game as one character and you'd unlock their alter ego or the secondary character, somewhat like them but different.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the first one I think had like 14 characters, and then you unlock 7, and the next one had even more. That's because everybody knew how you unlock the characters you wanted. It's very simple and straightforward. You just got to beat the game. Take you 10 minutes and you're done. With Deadly Alliance, Deception, whatever, it took forever to get those fucking coins just to unlock one person. If you were lucky enough to find where that one fucking idiot was. After playing grab ass in their shitty RPG, where they built that around a fighting game engine. Oh.
But like I was telling you, I specifically remember how to unlock Raiden. First you have to beat Conquest. Then you had to go to one of the levels. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like the Realm of Order. And then you had to walk around at a specific time.
Was that the one with like the gazebos and it was really green and blue? They had the rivers and shit.
That's Edenia.
Okay, and then the Outworld was a volcanic region. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember these. And then they had an ice region.
the Realm of Order, it was basically everything was floating.
Okay.
And you're walking around on roads, and everything was in the sky and shit. But that's another thing that, you know, I was talking about, like, everything was cryptic. Well, it's even tenfold here, because you had to go to, like, specific areas at specific times. And that shit just got annoying, because, like, I remember, with Raiden, you had to, like, first you had to beat the game, the Conquest game, then you had to go back to the place, Realm Order, and you had to find him, but he was only walking around at certain points. Then you have to talk to him, you have to fight him in a round, and then you unlock his coffin.
Oh yeah, then you get the privilege of paying to have him.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, like, he's like, you unlocked Raiden, you just gotta shell out 2,000 coins.
Fuck, yeah, and then they had to, and it wasn't just a simple coin system either, it was like multiple colored coins.
Oh god, yeah.
And then there was this cheat on how to earn a bunch of them, but it took forever. If I remember, because I did it eventually, I grabbed my cards and swapped between, because there was this glitch where you could transfer back and forth and just it would keep doubling.
Mm-hmm.
But, God, yeah, it was a painful game. And yeah, and going back to the whole storyline, you were saying, or who was it, Lily Livers was saying it had great characters and a good story, the Mortal Kombat series.
No, she said, Mortal Kombat sucks because she said something along the lines of, the characters are the best ever, but my god, the story is shit.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I was gonna say, I mean, you're talking about a fucking storyline that revolves around the idea that you have all these superpowered beings, half of them are pretty much gods, who will break rules like Quan Chi and Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn, right? All these guys are willing to break rules and, you know, basically try to attack the Earth. So they're already going in 100%, right? They've already laid their cards on the table. But then after they break the rules to go attack Earth, they're gonna follow the rules and fight in a tournament? What? You're fucking god, level cities. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, man.
Oh my god. Like, I like Deception. I mean, after you unlocked everything... That's another thing. The game only gets fun after you unlocked every single goddamn thing.
And that's the problem. It should just be fun to start with. You shouldn't have to work for fun. I mean, that's a sign of bad game design. I never experienced that with any other fighting games. Well, you know, with the exception of, like, one or two really horrible ones. But, like, Soulcaliber was always a solid series the whole way through. Even when they added stupid shit in, the core game was always there, the characters were always there, and you always knew what you had to do to get who you needed. Same with Tekken, same with Street Fighter, Guilty Gear. I mean, like, it never felt unfun, but, like, a lot of those Mortal Kombat games, after 4, they felt fucking unfun. And it was the same reaction, too, you get from people. They're like, this is Mortal Kombat? Yep. Now go collect coins so you can use Scorpion. I'll be back in an hour and a half when you're done. And then we can play a match, but you're going to have to wait 2 hours so I can unlock Sub-Zero. And I'll show you my snow cone maker. That's a super weapon.
Oh, and don't forget to unlock your alternate costumes, too.
Oh, yeah. Oops, looks like you just wasted your coins unlocking a behind-the-scenes movie of Tobias taking a shit. Yeah. Whoopsie.
But, one thing I did like about Deception, they brought a lot of the old characters back, and a lot of the old arenas back, too. But, of course, you had to unlock...
They raped them with their horrible game design and shitty game mechanics.
They made them in 3D.
It'd be like if you hadn't seen your best friend in 10 years, and you're like, oh, I'm so excited, I get to see my best friend again. It's you know, had his legs cut off in Vietnam, but I'm sure everything's gonna be great.
You're a horrible person, Jim.
It's a horrible game series, hell. It's just absolute shit.
I'm trying to defend it, but it can't stop laughing.
Because deep down you know I'm right. You know it's broken as shit. You know that once 4 hit, you can hear... Like, literally, the startup music for Mortal Kombat 4 should have been the sound of a toilet flushing. When you put your quarters in. That should have been the sound toilet flushing when money went into that machine.
Why did they put a run button in there anyway?
Oh, because they wanted to, their game was too slow. It wasn't fast enough. They needed to make it more like other fighting games. Because that's when it went downhill. When Mortal Kombat was Mortal Kombat, it was fun. When it was stupid moves, goofy characters, and ripping each other's heads off, it was awesome. But then they were like, hey, look at all these other fighting games. They've got combo systems. They can move really fast. We should do that. I want our game to be like King of Fighters. I want our game to be like, Marvel vs. Capcom. I want our game to have speed and combos and blocks and counters. Let's be more like fucking Dead or Alive. Let's have a counter system. Let's, do all this shit. And once they started thinking like that, they forgot what made their game good. That's really when it went downhill. And 3, like I said, when they put that run button in, that was the death of the franchise. That one button signaled for it, because that's when they stopped thinking of Mortal Kombat as Mortal Kombat on its own, and they started thinking of it as, how can we be like everybody else?
Because if you look, one thing I forgot to tell you, in Armageddon, they have air combos.
Right, it's an amalgam. I mean, it really is. Every game from 3 on took something from another fighting game and put it into Mortal Kombat, hoping it would make it better. They took combos and they took speed with the run button. They put it into 3. And number 4, they put in a 3D arena. They wanted to be more like Tekken, more like Soulcaliber. And the Deception and Deadly Alliance and Armageddon and all that shit, they put in all the alternate modes like you find, again, in Soulcaliber and in Tekken and shit like that. And then they also stole the weapons combat from games like Soulcaliber. I mean, it's like every game that went on, they couldn't just fucking leave it be. They had to look at the competition and say, why aren't we popular anymore? Oh, let's, take what they're doing and put it in. And by the end of it, Mortal Kombat's not Mortal Kombat anymore. It's 15 other games shoved into one. That's what ruined it. And that's why I'm really hoping that their new one, and the very last one, what was it? Where they fought the superheroes? What was the name of the one?
Oh, Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe.
Right. That should have been, okay, this is what I mean. Marvel versus Capcom. So where do you think Mortal Kombat got fucking idea for DC versus Mortal Kombat?
Yep, you got a point.
Like I said, they see something somebody else is doing, and they fucking steal it, they put it into their game, and it just makes it worse.
So, what do you think of the Joker being able to take Superman on to fight?
I didn't even, it's so retarded. The whole concept behind that game is so utterly broken and retarded. You cannot put fucking characters into a Mortal Kombat game that can't do fatalities. Don't give me this brutality shit. Or whatever they called it when Superman would, have roid rage and beat you into the ground. Alright, they took his crappy fatality from Primal Rage. That's what the fucking monkey did. He pounds you on the head till you're stuck in the ground. Oh, God. Fucking help me, man. It's just, and you wonder, seriously, they bankrupted Midway. I'm just gonna say it. That's why Midway doesn't exist anymore. Thank you, Ed, thank you, Ed and, John. That was really, we all appreciate it. Midway really thanks you for your patronage. Thanks for bankrupting our fucking company.
Wait a minute, they got bankrupt?
Midway's dead. It's gone. It doesn't exist anymore.
Really?
It's gone. And I'm telling you, guess who's responsible for that?
Mortal Kombat?
Oh, you bet your sweet ass. Yeah, name me another Midway game. Exactly.
Wait a minute. NFL Blitz?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that too back in 1996.
Carnival?
Oh yeah, that was even better back in 92. But yeah, no, Midway's gone, and all their properties, all their intellectual properties have been sold off. Warner now owns Mortal Kombat.
Oh, great.
Well, hey, they're the ones that greenlit the return to how it should be, so I'm hoping that they really have their eye on the ball. I think they were also responsible for the Batman Arkham Asylum, which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm fine with that. I mean, if they're going to pump out shit that's good, and if they're going to rein in these idiots at the Mortal Kombat team and stop letting them do stupid shit, then more power to them. But yeah, Warner isn't going to take shit. They're not going to get bankrupted by this Mega 3. Take your little weapons and you fuck the hell off. Go back to what's good. Welcome to the big boy company. Midway's dead, assholes. You killed it. You fucking killed it.
But I liked playing as the Joker.
Yeah, that was spectacular.
Playing as the Joker and shooting a gun at Superman.
Yeah, it was painfully gay. And, yeah. Like, yeah, the disparity between the superheroes and the supervillains was just retarded. Superman or Wonder Woman alone could kill every single one of supervillains. Like, name me one that would have a chance in hell of surviving.
What about Lex Luthor with his power suit?
He's been defeated multiple times in the comic books and in the television series and in all that shit. Fought by Superman himself or Wonder Woman. So, just rip his fucking head off. Yeah, I love Lex Luthor, his whole plan. I've got a power suit, you can't hurt me, except for my head, which is completely exposed. So if you grab me by the skull and literally rip it fucking off of me, I'd probably be dead. But at least the rest of me's inside a goddamn tank. Yeah, that's a brilliant strategy. The smartest supervillain in that fucking universe, and he leaves his biggest weak spot exposed to everybody. You might as well point a giant. You should paint a giant bullseye on his bald fucking head, so they all know where to hit him.
There was supposed to be DLC for that game too.
Yeah, you know what happened to the DLC?
Gone.
Midway went bankrupt. That's what happened to your DLC.
I wanted to.
Who's gonna build it? Who's gonna, produce it and put it on the market? Nobody.
I wanted to fight as Aquaman though.
Do you know they're releasing Mortal Kombat Collection?
Really?
Yep, to tie in with this game, and do you know what games are going to include in it?
What?
1 through 3 and nothing else. Do you know why?
Because everything else sucked.
There you go. Because, again, Warner's not retarded.
Well, they couldn't really release everything else, because, like, Mortal Kombat 4, 5, 6, and 7, they're, like, their own standalone games.
Oh, they absolutely could. Talking for, like, the PlayStation 3. It's a 50 gigabyte disc. You could absolutely put that on there. With a 360, Mortal Kombat 4 is tiny. 1 through 3 are tiny. It's just the last 3, and I think they're all built on similar engines. Really, you could. You could take all these games and put them on there. Even the PS1, Special Forces and all the other shit. I bet 360 would probably be 2 discs, and PlayStation 3 would obviously just be 1.
Oh, because we would all love to play Special Forces again.
Right.
In a special collector's disc.
Right. There you go. God, yeah. And they were supposed to have a third one. I don't ever know what happened to that. It was the Sub-Zero one, the Jax one, and there was going to be one other, I think, with Kano.
Oh man, did you see any of the other fatalities from the superhero one?
A video with all the brutality, heroic brutality, whatever they called it, and then the fatalities, and then I watched the endings of each version, which is the same ending, just reversed. It literally is the same ending, just switched. The bad guy from one universe is stuck in the other. That's the ending.
Wow.
So Darkseid can't do any of this shit because in the other universe, in Mortal Kombat universe, magic fucks with everything, or whatever their excuse was. And, Shao Kahn is a pussy, obviously. Like, compared to Superman, what is he gonna do? They threw his ass in their space station and laughed it off.
Oh, man. Some of the obviously they had to tone it down for the kids. Some of the fatalities, man, like Kano, he does a backflip and lands on him, and that's it. What the fuck?
Right, it's about as gay as Liu Kang's original fatality of a bicycle king. He did a fucking somersault. That was Liu Kang's fucking original fatality.
Did a fucking flip kick and uppercutted them.
It's retarded.
They actually brought that back for Shaolin monks.
And I think too that was the only one that worked on the pit on its own. You could do his fatality and not everybody else you had to uppercut. If I remember right. Like I said, it's been forever. I'd have to go back and check that out.
But I remember in Shaolin Monks, one of Liu Kang's fatalities was he'd do the cartwheel and uppercut, but on the way down, when the opponent would hit the ground, he exploded.
Oh, of course. That totally makes sense. Probably had that sense knocked into him and just spontaneously combusted at the realization he was in a Mortal Kombat fighting game.
Oh, shit.
Man.
I can't wait for the new one to come out. I mean, I don't have anything to play on because I'm a faggot and I only have a Wii.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I could always mooch off my cousin. He has a PS3.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it'll be PS3 and 360, obviously. They'll probably do some, they might do a dumbed-down version for the Wii.
Yeah, where everyone sends each other flowers.
Right. Oh.
Instead of fatalities, they work out their differences.
You're right, yeah. They have a sit down and talk about it.
They talk about their problems that become best friends.